Y'all come on in here. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. God bless y'all. Come on in. Let me give you listen, I'm gonna hop on and hop off and say what it is that I got to say and go ahead and get up off of here. This is Prophet Ryan Chandler live at 5. And one thing I do want to say, or one thing that I do want to address, I want to put the disclaimer out here that Facebook Live was never supposed to be a platform where we, blast individuals or try to discredit. God bless you, Apostle Brown. Try to discredit the men and women of God. I understand that sometimes we use Facebook Live as a platform to do those things. And then sometimes on the flip side, to catch 21, sometimes it is needed depending on the situation and depending on the circumstances for of the people. God bless you, Lady Keisha, to be alerted. But today I want to get on here and talk about my experience with Juanita Bynum. Now, first, let me say this. I may be a day late or, dollar short or however, but I'm just now seeing the video. So I don't know how late I am. But I did see the video. And one thing that I do want to say, when I did see the video, that my heart does go out to the host pastor and to the man of God. Because I understand the feeling. I know the feeling. I know what it's like to bring all of your resources and put all your money together, put all your money in, and pump up a service or promote a service, and your speakers or the people that you invite, they do not come. They do a no call, no show. Now, everybody put in their 2 cents, and typically I don't respond to nobody's posts. I don't respond to people's videos. I don't post. I don't say anything. When people get blasted, when these bloggers get a hold of their names and get their information, I do not respond. Sometimes I play devil's advocate, or sometimes I wave my hand and say, Lord, I thank you that they ain't calling my name out, because it could be me. I could be the one that they talking about. So God, I appreciate you. God bless you, Apostle Ross, Pastor Lonnie Davis. God bless you. And so when the man of God brought the woman of God in, it is in my heart. I don't know him personally. I have not talked to the man of God, but I know, God bless you, Greg. I know that in my heart that he was sincere about bringing in Dr. Bynum. A few years ago, God bless you, Brittany, I believe it was the year of 2013, when, God bless you, Prophet Guzman, God bless you, Lady Tamara, miss you. The year 2013, if you all recall, you can pull up on YouTube the advertisement, The Prophetic Outbreak, 2013, that I hosted in Dallas, Texas, when I lived there at that time. God bless you, Bishop Abraham. When I hosted the following speakers: Prophet Marcus McIntosh, Prophetess Barbara Calloway, and Dr. Juanita Bynum was my last speakers. Saints, I want you to know that the requirements to host Dr. Bynum at that time, Lady Crystal, hey, at that time, was, for me, $5,000 deposit, 4 hotel tickets, 4 plane tickets, 1 being a first class for Dr. Bynum, and 4 hotel rooms. At that time, I don't know if y'all remember Jerry, the Caucasian gentleman that traveled with him. The host church was responsible. Well, me, let's talk about me. I was responsible for paying her sound man $1,000, in addition to the sound man that I already had. I had to have all this money. Most importantly, had to have the deposit before Dr. Bynum said yes. And I had a specific amount of time to have this money in order for her to say yes. So when we sent the money to the place that it was delegated to go, then we went to the second stage of, purchasing the tickets and stuff like that. I always say this, that there is 2 type of expenses. Of course, you have the travel expenses, and of course, you have the honorarium for the speaker. At that time, me and Juanita Bynum Ministries, we agreed upon a 70-30 split because she had 2 options. If you raise an expense offering, 70% went to her ministry after she raised a consecration offering, and 30% went to the ministry. If one offering was raised, it was a 60-40 split. Nowadays, let's just be honest, let's be transparent. If you travel like I do, some speakers, they have a set honorarium, or some places, you do 50-50. It's whatever, whatever you agree upon, because at the end of the day, it is your ministry. At the end of the day, it is you that have the decision if you want to go and engage that ministry or not. Now, based upon the video that I saw that Dr. Bynum released, I want you all to know, listen, my name is Prophet Ryan Chandler, and I have yet to be a lying prophet. I want you all to know that I believe in my heart there's more to that story. I just absolutely believe in my heart there's more to that story. I know that there's nothing. I know that there is more to that story. I began to watch that video, and I began to dissect the video and listen to what Prophetess Bynum said. And listen, I'm not here to come against her, but the Bible says that all I get and let's get understanding. And if we're going to discredit the man of God, or discredit the host church, or blatantly just discredit the man of God so that he could lose his witness, or lose his audience, or lose his following, then in all actuality, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I just know deep down in my heart, like I said, I don't know this man of God. I don't know him. We haven't even talked or anything of that nature. But I know, based upon the activity and the behavior that Dr. Bynum displayed, was just about not equivalent to the behavior that she displayed to me in 2013. Let me tell you this. So in her video, she stated, first, before we go into that, let me tell you how the ministry of Juanita Bynum Ministries operate. When you purchase the tickets, first off, the money, you're not putting your credit card, or you're not paying the airlines directly. Let's get that clear, okay? And that's at that time. We're speaking of 2013 now. I don't know what she's doing in 2019, but 2013, the money had got transferred to her travel agent, okay? And her travel agent purchased the ticket. Now, listen, I don't know if travel agent, she got her cut, anything. All I know is they sent me an invoice, and I paid the invoice, and bam, there it was, okay? Now, the staff of Juanita Bynum Ministries typically comes to the city that she's going to be speaking in first before Dr. Bynum does arrive, okay? When you do give the hotel information that is required, the 5-star hotel or whatever her requirements is, typically the staff of Juanita Bynum Ministries go behind you, goes to the front desk and attempts to have your name, the one that purchased the room, have your name removed, and they put their names on all of the rooms. But because you're the purchaser of that room, 9 times out of 10, your name is not removed from that room, because at the end of the day, you're still responsible for that hotel room. Okay? You are responsible for it. And sometimes some speakers require, and let's talk about Juanita Bynum Ministries, require your credit card to be down there for incidentals. Okay? Now, a couple of things I heard Dr. Bynum say that it is not true. And I'm bold enough to say it, that information is not true. Okay? When the man of God went inside of her room, when the man of God went inside her room, it is in my heart to believe that he possibly could have contacted her staff or whoever was assigned at that time. The staff didn't pick up. Of course, he couldn't contact Dr. Bynum directly. So when he did not get any response, then perhaps he did walk up in her room, and then he saw, her belongings and saw all of the stuff that she alleged that he saw. Okay. And this is just allegement because she was not there. He did not walk in the room while she was in there. Okay. Someone, a third party, told her that he was in the room. He didn't deny it. What he said was he was coming to deliver a basket or something to that nature, whatever, that she said that he was coming to deliver. Now watch this. And I believe that because when you drop gifts off to Prophetess Bynum rooms, her staff has a tendency of taking the stuff that you have gifted to Dr. Bynum and throwing it away or removing it, because they treat her as if she's a god versus a servant of the Lord. And let me tell you something, people of God. This grieves me. It grieves me to the highest power, because Prophetess Bynum, as internationally known as she is, integrity has always got to be key. This is the same tactic that happened when she came from me in 2013, arrived to my city in Dallas, Texas. She was paid her deposit. We paid her money. Had the check already ready for Jerry, Soundman. Had the black cars that she requested, because I think she said in her video that she didn't want to ride in no white car, or she didn't want to ride in no white limo. Now, I find that not to be true, because when she arrived in my city, she dropped in a white Escalade. Okay. Then another thing, she stated that she don't run hotel rooms up. She don't get food, or when she used the phone, she only calls the operator. Well, she ran my rooms up $600. Okay. $600. So I guess I'm trying to figure out, why didn't you fulfill your contractual obligation? Because at the end of the day, you were still contracted to come and minister at this event, at this facility. And on a legal aspect, unless you have something in the contract, in which I don't believe there is, because in my contract, there was nothing listed as to, in the event that something happens to the host pastor, he doesn't receive his deposit back, or we won't render the service that he has contracted the ministry, or contracted Dr. Juanita Bynum Ministries to do. Okay? I'm sure in that contract that is not listed. It has not been spoken. So now my question is, Prophetess Bynum, does this pastor get his money back for you doing basically a no call, no show? I'm still waiting on my deposit, my $12,000 in travel expenses that I paid to bring you in. Listen, I still got CDs, DVDs, radio advertisement, TV advertisement. It becomes very hurtful that, especially if you're a millennial preacher, hear me, a millennial preacher that engages the televangelist, or that is excited to engage the ministry, God bless you, Prophet Lot, Prophet Tracy, that engages the ministries of the people that we see on television. It is an honor. I'm talking about millennials that has pure heart, that has pure motives now. Because everything that I do it with all purity. I don't do it for money gain. Matter of fact, I don't pastor a church for money. I don't have conferences and services so that I can gain some money off of it. But I will say this on the Catch 21. After we get through dancing, after we get through shouting, after we get our buck and glory is going on, we still want to know, has budget been made? God bless you, Pastor Justin, Pastor Maurice, and Prophet Brian. We still want to know if budget has been met. All right? Because after we get through, God bless you, after we get through dancing and shouting, we still got to pay some church bills around here. Amen, somebody. And so my question is, Dr. Bynum, does this gentleman get his money back? Huh? Does he give his money back because, God bless you, Terrence, because he saw your draws? Come on now. Because he saw your draws? So you don't want to show up? But now my question is, watch this, saints, and y'all help me. This is my question. My question is, your assistant, or your consecrated assistant, who you say that was with you or whatever, who spreaded your drawers out, spreaded your clothes out, and all the rest of the stuff. My problem is this, and I know y'all gonna get mad at me, and probably some of you bumblebees, but that's okay, all right? Because I'm ready for it. My question is it's okay for your woman assistant to look at your drawers, to grab your drawers. It's okay for her to do it. But if the man of God step out or step in your room to see if you okay, huh? To see if you okay. Oh, now you can't come preach? No, there's more to that story than I know it as. Because I know, you don't know, that man could have pinched every dime. I don't know the finances of that church. I don't know. God bless you, Prophet John Brown. I don't know, the financial status of that ministry. But one thing I do know, that it becomes expensive when you bring in televangelists or evangelists of that magnitude. It becomes expensive, okay? And we work so hard, and we try to be integral when we so this thing works both sides. It works both ways. Now, you want me to be integral, and I am integral, and I bring you in. I honor your request, and now you show all the way to my service. Excuse me. You come to my city. You lay your head in my hotel room. Watch this. But you don't show up. You don't show up at my event. No. Listen, you need to get out there and get on that platform and say, praise the Lord, everybody. I was going to preach, but this is what happened. You better show them people that I booked you. I brought you in. Come on here. Versus making me look like a fool. And at the end of the day, you want to get on Facebook Live, Prophetess Bynum, and blast this man and then say, nobody was there to greet you. Well, let me deal with that. You know why nobody was there to greet her? It's because at that time now, in the contract, only 2 people is required to be at the airport when Prophetess Bynum has arrived in the city. That's the driver and 1 assistant. Now, I know another pastor in Dallas that used to bring her in frequently. Okay? Frequently. And she actually told him to get back in his car that she could not ride with him. And this man then paid his money. He didn't pay all his money to bring you, and now you mean? Oh, let me tell you another thing that she did. After I paid all that money, $5,000 deposit, 4 hotel tickets, four flights and 4 hotel rooms, and $1,000 for the sound man. All right, when it's time for marketing, you know, if you want to have a good conference, good service, you got to market it. You got to market it. I don't care what you say. You got to market it, okay? Watch this. When you market it, the flyers. So she has a specific picture. I have no problem with that because I have a specific picture that I want to use for marketing purposes, okay? But now, the problem I have is I receive phone calls from the assistant. At that time, we're talking about 2013 now, when I brought her in. When she wanted her face to be the biggest one on the flyer. Because she said that she was the headline. So, in other words, he was better. She was the better one that was the preacher. What happened to, hey, just putting your picture on the flyer and just coming to preach? Why do we have to be so extra when we come in to minister? See, we got to get out of that, preachers, and ask ourselves, is it about us or is it about God? Is it about us or is it about the assignment that God has given us? See, I question the integrity, and then I want to make sure that you're not what the Bible calls a hireling. You see what I'm saying? And now you use it. And the Bible also talk about filthy lucre, how we just preaching for money, and you looking at these churches, oh, this is just a hustle, or it's just a come up. Okay? Now let me tell you something. I remember, and I know some of you all said he had no business going in her room. He had no business going in her room. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this. I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. At the end of the day, if I pay for the room, it is my room. This is my hotel room. Okay? Because if you tear up that room, and if anything happens in that room, I, Ryan Chandler, am responsible for that room. If I call you on the phone, I bring you to my city to come minister, and I'm calling you on the phone, you not answering. I'm calling your armor bearers, and they not answering, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and ain't nobody answering. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna knock on that door. You not answering? Oh, I'm coming through that with my key to say, hey, anybody alive around here? Ain't nobody going down my watch. Come on here. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest with one another, people of God. That perfect example. I just got through bringing in a couple of years ago. We brought in Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole. Perfect example. The woman of God, she had been traveling all that week, and she had accepted the engagement. And I appreciate her accepting the engagement and things of that sort, things of that nature, right? Well, the hour had got late, and we had been calling, her daughter, because her daughter typically travels with her, and nobody was answering. So I got a little worried. I got a concern, and we had a jam pack full of people. So I knew that Evangelist Clark was here. Okay, I knew that she was here, but we wasn't getting an answer. So I called the driver, and I told him, I said, I want you to go to the hotel. And we kept calling. And I gave him the room number, and I said, I want you to knock on the door, and see if they're okay. Well, watch this. As soon as he got ready to knock on the door, they finally, called and said, Prophet Chandler, we are on our way. We overslept. Okay. And I said, okay, thank you. I was just worried. Now I'm just here. At the end of the day, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay. Like I said, I have not talked to the man of God. I don't personally know him, but I'm just telling you my experience with the Juanita Bynum Ministries. Now I did everything right. I paid for her to come. We did advertising, and like I said, I'm still waiting on my 2 days, or I'm still waiting on a refund. I went so far, unfortunately, I had to sue the woman of God. Okay, I had to sue her, but then she turned around and filed bankruptcy on me. So I was at a loss. And then when I tried to handle it in a private matter or a private setting, I got brushed off, because you know why? I'm not on the Word Network, or I don't have, a mega ministry or a mega church. You know what I'm saying? I feel that we should not, treat the smaller churches or the parallel ministries as if they're not, a mega ministry. And so what? You know what? It doesn't matter if they have 1,000, 3,000, 4,000. As long as the people have honored the obligations, I feel on my end that you should honor that obligation as well. If they have went so far as paying the deposit, doing what they asked you to do, and they didn't honor that, because at any given time, Prophetess Bynum, you still had an opportunity to cancel that appointment. When you said in the initial video that, okay, the car didn't show up, or you requested a phone call to talk to him, and, he was aggressive, and he finally humbled himself and apologized to you. You still got on that plane. And listen, let me tell you something, Dr. Bynum, Prophet Bynum. You got on that plane, and when you arrived in, I believe it was Chesapeake, Virginia, when you arrived in that city, you, Dr. Bynum, were obligated to get on that platform. See what I'm saying? And let me say this. We ought to appreciate and thank God that God still wants to use us, even in our mess, and even things that we are guilty for, and what we have been guilty for. And even when we did lose a crowd, lose our audience, or lose our witness, God still sustained us. He restored us and gave us grace. And we ought to appreciate God and thank God for that, because pride does come before destruction. All right. And you know the rest. You see what I'm saying? Now, I see some of you all saying, well, he shouldn't have never went in his room. He shouldn't have went in her room. He had a wife, the woman of God. Listen, you don't know if that woman of God is active in ministry or not. Just because a pastor has a first lady, that don't mean that, God bless you, Prophet Hakeem, Prophet Marcus Thomas. You don't know if that first lady is in ministry like that or not. And I'm not saying, that she isn't or she's not. But I'm just saying, Facebook watchers, we don't know. We don't know the position, because we're on the outside looking in. You hear? We're on the outside looking in. And the only reason I hopped on here is because I know what it's like when you're internationally known, because Juanita Bynum gave my name to bloggers, and they drag my name all over. They drag my name all over. Oh yes, drag my name all over. But at the end of the day, watch this. Just like she says she survived CNN, BET, all that, I survived it too. I survived it, and God carried me through and saw me through. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, and to all preachers, millennials, old school preachers, whatever it is, here's the deal. Let's not get so puffed up and prideful that we got to be so high maintenance when it comes to ministering for the house of God. Humble is the way. Humble is the way. God is the one that puts us high. But just as quick as he puts us high, he could bring us all the way down. And I'm just surprised by the level of integrity. No, you know what? I take that back. I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, all right? I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. But listen, I want you all to know that was my input. This is my 2 cents. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I promise you, there is 2 sides to that story. And there's more to that story than what Dr. Bynum has said. And if that was me, I wouldn't have never went live or put that out, because you know what happens? You set yourself up for people like me to come forth. And I promise you, I'm not the only ministry that she's collected money and walked off on. I'm just bold enough to get on here and say it. Okay? So listen, I love y'all Facebook viewers. I love all y'all. God bless you. And listen, I love all you bumblebees. And here's the deal. I love Dr. Bynum. I've been following Dr. Bynum since I was a little bitty boy. That was the most hurtful thing to me. God bless you, Dr. Penny. I'm praying for you. Praying for you, Dr. Penny. That was a hurtful thing, that to have my dream speaker to come and minister for my conference, to come, God bless you, Pastor Ty, to come and preach for me, and just to, good God Almighty, have her not come to my event. You come to my city, but don't come to my event. No matter what the circumstances was. When you in contract, and if you want to break that contract, at least give the host pastor back his money. Give the man back his money. And help pay some of those expenses for the advertisement. The people came. They were waiting to see you. They were waiting to see the woman of God. Waiting to hear what the woman, that you said God sent you to come and minister for. Oh, because, hey, listen, once again, let's play devil's advocate. The man could have been starstruck. You know, he has the Juanita Bynum at his conference. I bet you his next speaker didn't do him like that. I bet you he came preach, collected his honorarium, and went to the next engagement. Come on now. We got to learn how to decipher between the two. That, in my opinion, that was very small, and that was, quote unquote, very petty. Okay? That was petty. She could have ministered for that man of God. I know what happened. I know what it was. She got mad because maybe he rebutted against some of her demands that she had. So she said, you know what? I'm tired of you. I'm going to show you. That's could have would have happened. But listen, this is just my 2 cents. I'm logging off. I love y'all. And God bless you. Prophet Owen Prayer, God bless you. I'll see you this week. I'm logging off. And, you know, and here's the deal. I'm going to say this before I go. If the man of God went in her room for any type of intentions, and which I don't believe that. If he went for any type of intentions, then he was wrong. Okay? Man of God, you dead wrong. But God bless you, Preacher Cofield. Apostle Angela, God bless you. I don't believe he was wrong. So, all right. I love y'all. And peace out. God bless you, Pastor Lane. God bless you. And Lady Dinwiddie, you know, when she was very demanding, and her staff is very demanding. Lady Vaughn, listen, some of these people that are on here, they're witness. Let me tell you something. My staff, we catered to Juanita Bynum. You hear me? And let me tell you something. Only reason why I didn't back out, can I be honest? Because she had already had my $5,000, Doc. Had she not had my $5,000, I would say, Dr. Bynum, I love you. I appreciate you. Deuces. All right, I love y'all. I'm getting off here. God bless.